So then, Vakama Hordika. Redesign, as you can probably guess by the fact that he actually looked good. The official set for this guy was... It was okay. I think Vakama and maybe one of the Hordika. Of the clone sets over the years, they are kind of the weakest, given the articulation on the left arm was fairly limited. I will say gear function on the right arm, kind of neat. Anyway, without further ado, let's just cut to the time-lapse of building this guy. So with the build taken care of, let's look at what he has to offer. So first things first, obviously there's the blazer claws, which I'm going to go ahead and remove, and star on his backpack, because that is a thing that he can do. And let's break his thumb off, that'll show him. Let's talk a little about the left hand. As you can see, articulated fingers, slightly odd version of them, I'll admit, but my goal here is to create something that would work as a closed fist, and the passable outside of that. So you can probably get to something like that, where it looks, more or less natural. A little outward articulation on the fingers, I'm the first to admit it's not the best thing ever, but I just wanted a big claw hand, you know? Amp up the beast vibe. So this blazer claw stores, and let's bring up the other function. Do the smart thing and move this out of the way so that it's not going to interfere with it. Let's also try and adjust the tripod up, maybe? Just to better demonstrate this whole thing. So, exactly what you think it is, you know how this works. Cod goes in. That worked way better than expected. Nice. Okay. So, Ratuka spinner. Fun stuff. See if you look at his back. A little more of a backpack than the original. Little waggly tail for good measure. Bring this back down slightly now. Let's go ahead and reattach this. So, rest of the articulation, double ball joint at the shoulder, means that it can come up and then a little past up if you angle it right. Little play in the shoulder joint, in the shoulder spike to facilitate this. You got the hinge at the elbow, ball jointed wrist, fingers have the regular kind of base knuckle joint, and then something that looks extremely painful. They can also come in, but they don't really need to. Thumb has outward and swivel me do. So let's just close that back up. Other arm, basically the same thing, minus a hand, for obvious reasons. Ratuka is on that little armature there. Standard Hordika head, which means that you got a ball joint with, honestly, a pretty expressive range of motion. I've considered going back and figuring out some way of adding a lower jaw. Haven't found anything that feels satisfactory yet that would work with all six. And therein lies the issue, is that limits my colours severely thanks to medium brown only really being used during the Metro years. So, tail. Well, actually, torso, there's the old hingy, swivelly ball joint there. The tail has one joint at the base and can swivel for a little more expression. It's because it looks a little cooler, I think, to have him looking off to one side. Usually equipped with a blazer claw for this kind of pose, but you get the idea. Legs. Legs I'm really happy with. They're about the third build I've done that use the original Hordika arm as a lower leg. Just because it gives me... they have joints in fun places, basically. I will say the one downside is that they're prone to doing that, which is not an official joint, but can, I guess, kind of be used as one? I don't know. Your mileage may vary there. So, ball joint at the waist. Ugh. Fairly tight hinge at the knee, thanks to the friction extender being used to alter the proportions, and standard ball joint at the foot connecting into the back, which does slightly affect its range. Posing wise, he's good, I'd say. You can get some good angles out of him. Not that I'm doing so right now on camera, but, you know, that's how it goes. Let's give him his weapons back, and then, as you can see, pinhole on the grey part. Just plugs right in. Fingers close around it, thumb closes onto it pretty naturally, to be honest. Just like that. You've got one claw. The other one is just a completely standard set design. Aesthetic-wise, I kind of try to go for somewhere between the set and the movie. Yeah, you know how it is. The stuff that I liked on both. Throwing some of my own touches as you do, that's just kind of what this whole thing is about. So, pulling back slightly, angling back down to bring him properly into shot again. Now I'm no longer handling him. Let's shuffle him across to here. And size comparisons. Get him a little better in shot. Focus, please. Thank you kindly. And here we have good guy. Good guy. Good guy. Good guy. Good guy. And bad guy. I don't have Good Guy 2008 yet. One Brooklyn corner away. We'll be posting a video on maybe all the Good Guy sets at some point, actually. Do one of those videos, that could be fun. Anyway, yeah, a few good guys, I call it. So, if you're wondering why there's no size comparison with the usual Mata, Metro official set, etc. Those 6 are the only official sets I own right now. Which I admit is strange, but that's life sometimes. Anyway, what else is there really to say about this guy? Let's bring him back. Let's get him recentered. Honestly, as far as the build goes, as you saw from the time-lapse, he comes in an unspecified number of bags, which may or may not have numbers on them, depending on the Bricklink sellers you buy from. Some of them reuse the official Lego bags and kind of heat seal them in, which is pretty cool, actually. Reduce, reuse, recycle and all that. Everyone forgets the first two. Anyway, that I'd say about killing this build. At some point, it would be cool if I could do the other 5 Hordika. I might not. I have ideas in place. All of them would probably get to some kind of Rahi-like features just to kind of amplify that side of the design. You know, Vakama has a tail. I'd probably go for a variety of stuff like wings, other tails, maybe fins, that kind of thing, you know. Just to suit whatever environment-related Rahi seem relevant to them. Anyway, that about covers this. Thank you for watching. And I'll be back at some point with another thing. Yeah, that's very descriptive, I know. Anyway, yeah, peace.